This book contains mature sexual themes and explores BDSM dynamics. The protagonist is canonically submissive. The many choices allow players to customize and define their desires. The plot assumes the protagonist enjoys being dominated. Finally, player choices will inform every scene, but there is canon intimate contact in this story. Players who prefer not to engage in adult contact should not proceed. Let's continue. Chapter 1. Play by the rules. It's a sweltering summer day in the city, and you're right where you want to be. The ceiling mirror is the streaming room. It reflects the very best version of yourself. You lie back on the plush bed, the dim purple glow of the room softening every edge. Look at that smile. I never felt this happy, this relaxed. Who knew becoming a submissive was the answer to all my problems? Her gloved hand slides over your ribs, the leather cool and smooth against your skin. You shudder, pleasantly, arching your back to offer every inch of your bare skin to your dominant. This is a single love interest book, so choose a dominant who best suits your needs. Make it gay. Make it straight. I love to see a woman on top. Velvet Rule, the most prolific BDSM streamer in the world. And tonight, I'm all yours, Sebastian. And you've been very, very good for me this evening, my sweet. Velvet's gloves are silky and electric against your sensitive skin. She palms over your chest and your thighs. Good submissives get presents, Red Velvet. I told you to call me Sebastian, and what exactly have I done that makes me good? At the start, you've been patient, quiet, obedient. She punctuates each word with a kiss somewhere on your body, collarbone, shoulder, neck, each with a bit of teeth. Well, it's easy to be obedient when you're holding the reins. She chuckles warmly, then leans over you, the signature mask obscuring all but her playful, well-defined mouth. Tell me, my special boy, what do you want from me tonight? I want you to choke me. Velvet's eyes widen slightly through the eye holes of her mask. Her gloved hand slides up to your neck. Are you absolutely sure, Angel? Yes, I want to know I can't go anywhere. Her fingers tighten slowly around your throat, the pressure firm but carefully controlled. Your vision blurs at the edges. Velvet strokes your thigh with her free hand. Good boy. Just like that. Focus on the sensation. You arch your back against the silk, dropping between your legs as the pressure builds. This is only the beginning, Sebastian. There is so much more planned for us. The pleasure mounts, a fire spreading through your limbs as the dream reaches its peak, until the unmistakable slam of papers hitting your desk jars you from the fantasy. The moody light of the dream dissolves into the reality of the bullpen at Ironwood Limited. Your manager, Stephen Coulter, looms over your desk with a sneer that ruins your lingering high. I'm gonna stand there for 30 seconds. I don't pay you to stare at a wall and drool. I was just mentally rehearsing my slides for the presentation. He scoffs, then points to the heavy stack of folders he dropped on your desk. I've read these, every single one. I want a summary of their Q3 metrics on my desk by noon. Steven, there's over 50 graders. We have to pitch meeting at 2. And I suggest you stop making excuses and start typing. Or perhaps you prefer to explain to Miss Ironwood why your department is behind schedule. You know better than to protest that. Alexis Ironwood, the CEO of your company, is not to be trifled with. On paper, your job sounds fun. You work for a talent agency that represents internet creators, streamers, influencers. If only people knew their favorite TikTokers are the cloud in my carpal tunnel. As Steven struts off, your work bestie, Morgan Klein, casts up over the barrier between your desk. That man is a special kind of parasite. How do you keep from screaming when he does that? Honestly, I use daydreams to escape. If I didn't have my daydreams, my brain would actually melt. It's a survival mechanism. I totally get it. In my head, I'm in a penthouse with a girl who actually knows how to lead. And in reality, you're in an office with a manager who can't even lead himself to a salad bar. You pull the stack of folders towards you. The mundane work is sharp contrast to your secret life. Speaking of top, wasn't that thing an alert from that streamer's chat? You search your screen from the view, open the fan forum for Velvet Rule. The community is in a total frenzy. Apparently, tonight's stream is a main event broadcast. Oh yes, are you guys ready for the spiciness? I know it's gonna be a grade 1 because she's streaming an hour earlier than usual. That means she's gonna stream for longer. Swear to God, her streams are always way too short. Ugh, true. If Red Velvet was here, he'd tell us to go easy on Velvet though. She works hard for us, etc., etc. Yeah, lol. I love him so much though. I swear. It's like Velvet's #1 fanboy. You said the forum. Red Velvet doesn't need to weigh in right now. Now we got IRL responsibilities to weigh in. What's distracting you, babes? New message from your kinky mask crush. Morgan, shh. The whole bullpen doesn't need to know my business. Please. Most of these people are looking at cat memes. Morgan cranes her neck to look at your phone. She hums approvingly at a fan edit of Velvet is lighting up your screen. Not that she's high. I mean, BDSM isn't my thing, but that doesn't mean I'm a kink shamer. I'm curious what it is you like about it. No offense. You just don't strike me as the type. Just cause I don't walk around in full leather baby gear doesn't mean I'm not the type. More besides. Drop the book. You have choices to find your unique interest. Do you like a little pain? Do you like being restrained? Or maybe you just enjoy being told what to do. Your interests aren't set in stone, so feel free to mix it up. Mostly I like following a dumbass order. Another thing for a commanding presence, I like being told what to do. You realize what you're saying and groan, flustered. Morgan just laughs. Hey, don't be embarrassed. We all like what we like. Me and my lady do some wild stuff sometimes. Me are cute, smart, funny. Myself for a streamer, we got the real thing. Real dating in the city is a nightmare. It doesn't have to be. You just need to stop obsessing over a girl in a mask. Maybe, but I never met a girl like her. She's dominant, playful, sexy, but sweet. There's just something about her. And that something has got a parasocial relationship, babe. It's more than that. She's elevated my standards to a whole level. And that's literally her job. She's a professional. You don't get it, Morgan. I'm a sub. I don't just want partnership. I want... You trail off, getting hot around the collar. You already feel like you said too much. I can't exactly relate. I get it. You like what you like. Doesn't mean you can't find it in the wild. You haven't been where I've been. Finding a reliable, responsible dumbass is hard. Morgan looks ready to launch into a full pep talk, but a sudden, loud chime cuts her off. Every phone in the office begins to vibrate in a discordant, frantic rhythm. Oh god, that's a company-wide alert. You check your screen, your heart dropping into your stomach. CEO on site. Strategy meeting. Moved to 1345 Room Alpha. Lessons Ironwood? Come downstairs. Panic ripples through the bullpen as colleagues begin frantically clearing their desk. The meeting is in less than an hour. I'm pitching an NSFW expansion to the CEO. Suddenly, your pitch to include NSFW content creators in the Ironwood talent pool feels mortifying. No panic. You've been practicing this pitch for ages, and you know your point of view. I'll try, but the content of my slides, I'll basically be standing in front of a CEO saying sex sells. And be right. Don't back down from your hard work just because Miss Ironwood will be there. You sigh and pass a shaking hand over your face. This sudden disruption in your expectations is unnerving. I would have worn something completely different if I knew the CEO was coming. So, let's go to that little boutique. The one that just opened up across the street. My treat. We'll be in and out in time for you to prep for the We'll be in and out in time for you to prep for the presentation. I was doing good. You just show it to me like this? Okay. You follow Morgan out of the building, the adrenaline of the upcoming pitch fueling your steps. At the boutique, you find a look that balances professional polish with a subtle, daring edge. So you check your reflection, your shoulders visibly relax. I feel like I can actually do this now. No, it's good. I'm not just doing it in style. Most about a new look, and Morgan's cheerleading. Head back to the office for your career to find a meeting. The boardroom feels less like an office and more like a tomb as you find your seat. Morgan leans in, her voice a frantic whisper. She adjusts her notes for the 10th time. My palms are sweating. Is it hot in here? I feel like the oxygen is being sucked out of the room. It's the anticipation. Everyone's terrified of making a mistake in front of Ironwood. I heard she found an entire department in London because they used the wrong font in a memo. What? No way. That's probably just an office myth, Morgan. Is it? Look at Stephen. He fighting so hard he might actually face through his chair. You glance at your manager, whose normally smug face is now a mask of pale, clammy desperation. Quiet up here, Gallery. Just sit there and look competent. That's even possible for you. Stephen, your shoes untied. In case you're worried about how you'll come across to the CEO. No. Stephen almost stumbles in his hassle to tie his shoe. Morgan stifles a laugh behind her hand. Just then, the heavy double doors at the end of the room sweep open with a sharp, synchronized click. A sudden, absolute silence falls over the bullpen, so big you can hear the frantic ticking at the wall clock. Alexis Ironwood glides into the room, her presence commanding, the space with a terrifying, steely grace. Her dress is tailored to a degree that feels aggressive. Her face is a mask of steely beauty. Miss Ironwood, ma'am, may I just say, it's an honor to be in your presence. I'm your CEO, Coulter, not your medieval lady. Don't bow and scrap. It's embarrassing. Ouch. Ironwood's words are delivered like a stinging slap. Immediately cowed, Stephen retreats in his chair. Talk about commanding. Then she had a shock collar on Stephen from that reaction. You can't help but feel that familiar twinge of heat, the succinct, direct smackdown. Damn it. Now it's really time for my submissiveness to rear its head. I have a presentation. Ironwood takes her seat at the end of the table. Her eyes scan the room like a searchlight. Finally, that gaze settles on you. Narrowing slightly, she takes it in your presence. Ironwood gives you a slow, deliberate once-over, her lips twitching with a barest hint of approval. I see some of you has dressed for the occasion. Even though she's looking right at you, you almost don't believe she's speaking to you at first. You jump. Of course, ma'am. This is an important meeting, after all. You must be visibly flustered, because something flickers in Ironwood's gaze. Amusement? Interest? I thought I'd tell you all how important this meeting is. Ironwood Limited may be the lead in the industry, but its influencers and streamers gain more traction. Rival agencies have popped up like weeds. And that's why it's very important to me that we all think proactively and, of course, remember our greatest asset. She's still looking straight at you. You shift in your seat, feeling warm under that piercing gaze. You want to see what I'm made of? Then look. You meet her gaze head on, refusing to be the first one to blink. Her lips twitch, almost smiling. Fortitude. You have to be stalwart if you want to remain the top agency in the business. I'm always saying that. That's why employees are as stalwart and fortitious as they come. Not enough to resist interrupt me, apparently. Another brutal smackdown, delivered so carelessly. Stephen looked so shocked that you almost feel sorry for him. I hate the guy, but he's a senior manager. If Ironwood is talking to him like that, how awful she's gonna treat the rest of us. The meeting officially begins, and the air in the room grows even colder as the first slide appears. Grayson, the junior scout, stands up, his voice cracking as he presents a roster of mommy bloggers. So, obviously, content about motherhood is huge, especially when it comes to kid influences. And stop immediately. I thought I made it clear last quarter that I won't profit off of the communication of children. But the engagement rates so high. And the engagement rates are goodish. And this is the past for me. Grayson anxiously turns to his seat. You exchange a wild-eyed look at Morgan, silently conveying your thoughts. Someone is badass. You offer a small, impressed shrug, and even smaller nod. Morgan exhales through her nose. The look on her face says it all. She doesn't mess around, I'll give her that. The next slide shows a pictogram count dedicated to close-up photos of artisanal toast. A scout named Eric takes point. So, we know the foodie niche is sort of overplayed, but the toast niche is totally new ground. Ironwood says nothing. She simply stares at the screen with a look of such profound blah, it feels like an insult. Toast niche. Her tone is so withering that Eric simply sighs, clicks to the next slide, and sits down without another word. I'll sit back down. The slides whirl by, each rejection more scathing than the last. Doggy influencers, genetic prank channels. Is there anything in this desk that doesn't feel like it was scraped from the bottom of a generic transport port? Silence falls in the room. Stephen, screaming sweating bullets in the corner, takes this moment to highlight you. Well, Sebastian, for my team, in case it's relevant, had a rather daring pitch. Ironwood's gaze once again lands on you. You rise on shaking legs, your ears ringing as you approach the front of the room. Unhelpfully, you now stand directly to Ironwood's right. She's so close, her shoulders brush your hip. Don't focus on her. She's trying to get through this alive. The words NFW Creator Program glow in the dim room, causing a collective gasp on the board. NSW? As in, not safe for work? Isn't that just a clever way of referring to lewd and lascivious materials? You flinch and spare a glance at Ironwood, to your surprise. Ironwood leans forward, her fingers steepled as she studies the text. Would only represent safe for work creators up until now. Why would I take that risk, Mr. Payne? Sebastian Payne. Can't believe Ironwood is still engaged. A real chance to blow her out the water here. Those like workers deserve respect. I mean, they do, but do I have to pay $10 to say that? These creators are independent entrepreneurs who have built empires, often without any help. They get more scrutiny than any other type of personality. But they get more scrutiny than any other type of personality. More than harmful shock content we see all day. It's my belief that SFW creators deserve the same professional protection and respect as any other celebrity. But currently, none of our competitors offer that protection. There are whole agencies dedicated to just NSFW. And that's true. And not just of those agencies hold a monopoly, which leads to exploitative business practices. Call me old-fashioned, but I personally believe we should avoid those. Avoid those. Even some of the scandalized board members chuckle at that. Ironwood cocks her head, intrigued. And so, you go with to humanize these characters, to represent them in a way that garners respect, as well as viewership. It's a lofty goal. Your heart stutters. Holy hell. Did Ironwood just shoot you a genuine, gorgeous smile? Maybe. But I think lofty goals are the ones we should reach for. Ironwood doesn't look away. Her presence filling the space between you as the board members exchange nervous glances. Intimacy is a volatile commodity. It's difficult to scale and even harder to control. What would you say to the shareholders who are terrified the PR risk associated with this? Her gaze flicks pointedly to the two board members who had audible outbursts before. I'm not just pitching Ironwood here. I'm pitching to the shareholders who are more old-fashioned. Say, I don't know what you just said. Say, think bigger. It's like you said earlier, Miss Ironwood. We need to be agile, to adapt to the growing market. If we only stick to what works, we're just waiting for a more adaptive company to replace us. So, is evolve or perish? Exactly. And I, personally, would like to see Ironwood Limited thrive for a long time to come. Members will protrude the room. Even Steven is staring slack-jawed, hanging on your every word. Right. So, as I said, numbers speak for themselves. And as FW creators monetize their content well, even if we got a small cut of those profits, the margins would be outrageous. And would you advocate for a small cut? Yes. It's fair to the creators. Like I said, it will give us more than enough to keep us in the black. And what would we offer in exchange other than protection, marketing, networking, vetting collaborators, protecting their private information, crafting their images. I always shared creaks, and the room so hushed it echoes like thunder. One final question, in the fallout. We represent some clients who are on the traditional side. If they get into work, what will you do to keep them on that team? Started us, losing them. Even though white glove treatment made them feel like the elite. Standard ego management is effective if a bit pedestrian. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways to keep the peace. And, well, you know influencers. We love them. But the way to some of their horrors is through their egos. To their utter disbelief of the room, Alexis Ironwood actually closes her laptop and smiles. I believe I've seen enough. This has been enlightening. She stands up, the moment so sudden that Stephen nearly falls out of his chair, trying to follow suit. And the meeting is adjourned. Oh my god. Can't believe she didn't shoot us down a single aspect of my presentation. You make a move to return to your seat to collect your things, but Ironwood touches your wrist. Sebastian, I'll stay for a moment. The contact between you, however innoxious, sends a spark of sensation up your arm. Her gaze burns like a candle wax. Yes, ma'am. Morgan shoots you a WT. Morgan shoots you a WTF look for leaving you alone, the most powerful woman in your industry. Ironwood nudges a chair out from under the table, right across from her. You take it without instruction. His ears find on who doesn't blink when I look at them. Oh, I blinked, ma'am. A lot, actually. You're horrified that you just blurred that out. Much to your surprise, Ironwood laughs. It's a gorgeous sound, rich, husky, and somehow familiar. It feels as if you met her before. I meant metaphorically, but it's good to know I seem to give you dry eye. Never beat around the bush, Sebastian. I'd like you to join my personal strategy team. You trust me that much? I won't take it for granted. I'm sure it'll be a lot of hard work, but I'm up to the task. I've been hoping for an opportunity like this ever since I came on as a junior talent scout. Excellent attitude. You're right. It will be hard work. What kinds of possibilities can I expect, ma'am? I like your thoughts on pitches, clients, campaigns, and you may have to do some light grunt work for me. Nothing below your station, I promise. I won't have you fetching my coffee and dry cleaning. But I'll trust you to reply to certain clients in my stead, with my direction, of course. You smile a little sheepishly. Now that it's just the two of you, I feel a lot less intimidated by her. I wouldn't exactly mind doing coffee, dry cleaning, and that sort of stuff. You shouldn't mind. Don't ever take orders outside of your pay grade. Not even for me. I may be harsh on some, but every employee of Ironwood Limited should be treated with the respect they've earned. She shivered at the sudden intensity in her voice. She sounds stern, firm, but not disappointed. Right. Of course, ma'am. Ironwood nods, but doesn't break your gaze. She crosses her legs, and you force yourself not to look. The last thing I need right now is a hot boss to catch me ogling her. And that'll be all. You can go back to your desk now. And feel free to fill your friend in our discussion, since she's clearly invested. He glanced through the frosted glass pane, find Morgan watching like a hawk from her desk. Way to be subtle more. Don't nickname Morgan to Moore. You spend the rest of your workday alternating between buzzing with excitement and feeling more grin on what happened. Sebastian, this is like the best the meeting could have gone. I'm speechless. How do you think I feel? This is all so surreal. Suddenly, someone clears their throat to your right. You look up to see Stephen scowling at you. This needs to go to the CEO's penthouse tonight. He shoves a briefcase into your arms. Miss Ironwood needs this. Tonight? Stephen. But he's halfway storming off. Morgan clicks her tongue and shakes her head. He told you that you were gonna bomb the presentation. He just pitched Ironwood liked you so much. The traffic being what it is, I'm totally gonna miss the public stream. Hey, pick a stream. You get to see Alyssa's Ironwood's home. Show her thinks you're special. Give her evidence that she's right. As predicted, traffic to Ironwood's penthouse is a slog. By the time you get to the building, the hour stream is over. The elevator doors slide open with a silent, impressive hiss, revealing a foyer of cold marble and glass. You step out. The thick silence of the penthouse pressing against your ears after the city's roar. It's like a gallery. Every piece of furniture looks like it's never been used. Your footsteps on the polished floor sound like gunshots as you clutch the briefcase to your chest. Hello? Miss Ironwood? The sudden click of glass against marble makes you jump. Sorry, I did not have to make my presence known, but I was getting ahead of you. Ironwood is sitting at the bar in her sleek kitchen with a glass of amber liquor. You exhale shakily. It's okay. Not your fault I'm so on edge. I can see that. You don't have to hold your breath, Sebastian. The app here is perfectly safe. No, most might guess in the first 5 minutes rooted in the foyer. It is hard not to. Your home is pristine. There's no speck of dust anywhere. I can see my reflection in every surface. I value cleanliness and order. My cleaning crew is the best of the best, is why I pay them handsomely. And admittedly, I often do a little polishing of my own. I often do a little polishing on my own time, for the habit. But the apartment can be furnished, and I just never bothered to replace any of the front-facing stuff. You don't have guests often, I take it. No, not often. No, come in. Give me that briefcase before you squeeze the handle off. You get off the briefcase to Ironwood. Your fingers brush her. The contact brief but dizzying. Up close, you can smell the unmistakable scent of fresh shampoo and soap she showered recently. I admit, I was expecting an intern. I expect I have your manager to thank for you being saddled with this task. Yeah, well, Steven is an acceptable man knows it. The forward thinking of a goldfish. A startled laugh escapes you. Ironwood's lips twitch at the corners. If you'd like me to have a word with him for dumping this on you, I will. No, it's okay. I don't mind being here, since we'll be working together going forward. I hope you're looking forward to that. Oh, I am. Sorry, have I not made that obvious? I never like to assume. That's a relief to hear. I meant what I said earlier, you know. You have a singular vision. You respect the corners of our industry that others would rather ignore. Might as well strive for. I can tell. You're the only presenter who didn't hide behind a comfortable trend. There's nothing comfortable about trends. They whir past so fast, it gives me whiplash. In your pocket, your phone chimes the velvet rule from phone notification. Flustered, you scramble to silence it. When you glance at Ironwood, she's still interested. Message from a friend of yours. Velvet rule? A friend? I wish. No, it's just, an update on something I've been watching. Ironwood's demeanor is impossible to parse, but something is different about her. She seems more alert. Anyway, I just pissed on a FW thing to be provocative or for praise. I stand by my idea. Mia, do you have a specific vested interest in the subject? Her question draws you. Yours were hot. You stand firm. Of course I have a vested interest. Like I said, I draw my full weight behind all my pictures. The look in Ironwood's eyes seems to say, good boy. Or maybe you're just delusional. Either way. As did I. But let's not talk shop. Consider yourself not officially clocked out. I'm a sailor boy. I don't clock in. You know damn well what I meant. And could I have you a drink? Unless it's just to a sleek backlit wet bar that looks like a high-end lounge. I'm pretty thirsty. I hate to intrude. Consider it an order from your CEO. You deserve a moment to celebrate and decompress. Make it poison. No, because why is that wine glass so fancy? I think I see a Malbec back there. Understanding, you're more than welcome to a glass. She uncorks the wine and slides a generous pour to you from across the bar. She swirls her own drink, her gaze narrowing as she studies you over the rim of her glass. Most people in my organization fall over themselves for my attention. They reform and they shout. They tried to court me. You didn't have to. I asked for disruptive thinking, and you followed that instruction to the letter. It helped that the instruction was straightforward. Show me something I haven't seen before. It's clear. I studied past pitch decks. Maybe sure I wasn't angling for something you already rejected. See that structure. Or do you just enjoy knowing exactly where the lines are, so you can be sure you never cross them? I enjoy making other people happy. It always sounds silly, but when I can do one small thing to improve someone's day, I want to. And that's an incredibly generous outlook. I'm surprised, given how disruptive your pitch was. My pitch was intended to help us grow, not to break what already works. In that case, I think I understand you perfectly. Not to admit, I'm not often intrigued by the people who work with me. Her gaze is warm, thoughtful, but intense. Stirs heat in your belly that usually only comes up in a velvet stream. No, Sebastian. When more suggested finding someone IRL, she didn't mean your CEO. I don't want to monopolize too much of your time, but it's a lovely night, and the view from my terrace is gorgeous. If you indulge me, I'm curious to learn more about you. She gestures to the expansive glass doors where the city lights twinkle like falling stars. I already made a velvet stream, so it's like I have anywhere to be. I'm dying to see the view of the penthouse this nice. I'm curious to learn more too. I can stay for a little while. Maybe wait out the traffic. An accident. In just this way. Did I err on the terrace is crisp, carrying the distant rhythmic hum of the city below. Ironwood walks to the glass railing, the wind catching the dark locks of her hair. She doesn't sit. She simply leans back, watching you over the rim of her crystal glass. Most people are intimidated by the height up here. It's a long way down, but the view is hard to look away from. It provides perspective. For me, the city looks like a machine, and every person in it is just a moving part, some are more precise than others. And what do I fit into that machine, Miss Ironwood? And that's exactly what I'm trying to determine. Ironwood drifts closer, finally sitting on the glass patio table directly in front of you. Her legs are open in a casually dominant stance. You try not to let your gaze drift again. Your picture in the boardroom was bold. It showed a certain hunger for risk. But risk without discipline is dangerous. Tell me, Sebastian, how do you handle yourself when the pressure becomes absolute? Her line of questioning immediately cements something in your mind. This is an interview. Fortunately, I'm an overachiever who sells at this. I'm disciplined. Discipline as a rule. Rules exist for a reason, don't they? Obviously, you shouldn't follow every single one of them blindly. But a rule exists for a good reason. You want to follow it. Many people would argue you can't be truly innovative if you don't often break rules. Personally, I'm of the opinion that it's more effective to get creative within certain parameters. Your response seems to ignite something I would. Her dark eyes flare with interest. So, you drive when you're getting a specific objective. Clear instructions. Yes, I think so. She leans in, her voice dropping an octave, vibrating right at the base of your spine. Your mouth goes dry. You're fascinating. You keep making it clear you think that. I still can't fathom why. Iowa chuckles. She's so close that you can feel the mint whiskey warmth of her breath. You try to ignore the way her proximity makes you drop between your legs. And then, there's whiskey in the tennis bar. Do me a favor and refill my glass. The sudden, blunt request takes you off guard. You blink, stand her mostly empty tumbler. You set your own glass down with a soft click. Your movements fluid and immediate. Taking hers, you move to the outdoor wet bar and open a decanter of fine whiskey refilling the tumbler. Iowa's gaze is fiercely pinned to you the entire time. This is so unusual. Why do I feel like even this is a test? You turn to her and hand her the glass. She holds on for a beat too long, gazing up at you. I'm ready to go, Sebastian. I owe you one. You nod jerkily and sit back down, feeling oddly buoyant and exhilarated. The fact that you please her, even in a small way, fills you with a warm satisfaction. She isn't touching you yet, but the heat radiating from her is palpable in the cool night air. I can't keep doing that voice. I'm trying, but I can't. Has anyone ever told you that you have excellent posture? Once or twice. It's something I worked out at. Something I worked hard at. Well, it feels good not to be hunched over, or because you enjoy knowing people can see how disciplined you are. You swallow hard. Her shirt is slightly open at the chest, revealing soft breasts and smooth golden brown skin. It's a little of both, I guess. Commit. Is your good posture purely for your own benefit, or because you like the way it makes you look? The posture is for my own benefit. Why do you think I pushed to get standing desk at the office? Being hunched over is uncomfortable. 40 years, be grateful to my past self for insisting on sitting up straight. Yes, I'm sure you will. If only everyone had the same level of discipline. Sure. The intensity of the conversation might unnerve someone other than yourself, but in this moment, why is it so sexy? Surely she's not trying to be hot and dommy. No. Someone like Alexis Ironwood, that's probably ingrained in her nature, like my posture. Sebastian. Ma'am. Yes, something right here. Just on the corner of your lip. Your face flares with heat. You open your mouth as gingerly as you can, but she shakes her head. Let me. Before you know what's happening, Alexis Ironwood is leaning in with a handkerchief, then dabbing your lips. You shift where you sit, hoping against hope that she can't see the burgeoning hardness in your pants. Be going. Her thumb passes over your lip. Her thumb passes over your lower lip, then lingers. It has to be intentional. It's unbelievably stupid, and you know it, but you can't help yourself. Now her thumb is there. You don't move your mouth at all. Instead, you stare into Ironwood's eyes, never wavering, even as your neck heats. Nah, I think I got it. You almost forgot that she was wiping something off your lip. In this moment, her eyes are your only focus. Then, too fast, she draws her hand away and tucks it into her pocket. Don't take this the wrong way, Sebastian, but you have a certain openness. Really needs to be molded by the right hands. Only she knew how right she was. If only she knew how right she is. I would hold out a hand for you to shake. You take it, and one for her palm against yours makes you tingle. I think we're going to do great things together, Sebastian. You hold her hand for probably a second too long, still reeling from the rapid-fire questions, or maybe the altitude. Yes, Miss Ironwood, I think you will. You feel a strange twinge of disappointment when she withdraws her hand. Your stomach is in knots. Before you go, ma'am, would you mind if I use your bathroom? No, of course. It's down the hall, second door on the left. Thank you. I'll see myself out once I'm finished. Ironwood nods, then shifts closer. You're energized by her proximity, the warmth radiant off her. Good night, Sebastian. I'll see you bright and early. Good night, Miss Ironwood. Ironwood retreats up a spiral staircase, head down the quiet hallway, your heart hammering against your ribs. The penthouse hall is a long stretch of silence, the marble floor polished to a mirror shine. Second door on the left, she said, but the hallways are vast, and there are no less than 4 doors on each side. Damn it, she means second door from the start of the hall to the end. You can hear the creak of stairs. Somehow, having to ask Ironwood again for directions feels humiliating. Just open the second door for me now. Surely there's no harm by accidentally opening the guest room. The door opens and swings inward. You squint against the dark, warm lighting. What the hell? You move to a spot in the doorway, staring into a familiar room. It's one you've seen countless nights in life. No way. No freaking way. Is Alexis Ironwood my new boss? A velvet rule? You feel numb. Your gaze drifts to a key piece of evidence resting at the edge of a broad desk. Oh my god. It's like a dream or a nightmare. Your fingers itch to reach for the mask, to hold a sacred object in your hand. But a sudden husky voice behind you startles you. You gasp, turn around, back into the room. Miss Ironwood, ma'am, I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to what? To uncover my darkest secret? To intrude my private life? Hands in pockets. Ironwood advances on you, but there's a playful flicker in her eyes. You have quite a bit of explaining to do, Red Velvet. How did you...